Oh, hey YouTube, what's really good? My name is Invivicolor, your coach of the South Texas Sableyes, and this is going to be week 4 of the PGBL, aka the league we won last season. And speaking of winning, we are facing our championship opponent of last season in Mr. Chabry of the Kentucky Typhlosions. This dude is a really solid battler, and I'm not gonna lie, it took me by surprise the first time when I got absolutely rolled by this man. So that being said, his team is bananas, and I am just hoping that my prep was good enough. I actually prepped mostly on my own this week, which is new. Still, shout outs to Ultra Player, he gave me ideas, but I built the sets myself. So let's see how we pilot sets that I built myself. That being said, let's get connected and get right into it. Okay, so we were connected originally, then we had a DC issue which plagued our championship battle. Like, if you have not watched that video, it was the worst. I think we ended up DCing something like 15, 16 times before we went to Showdown. So we're gonna try and recreate the first 2 turns, because we were 2 turns in. Basically, I led with Jirachi, he led with Crocodile, I U-turned, I switched into Mega Heracross, he went for Knockoff, then I went for Rock Blast, predicting a switch to just literal anything, and Rock Blast would have been neutral against most things. He switches into Quagsire, my Rock Blast misses, which we can't really control if it misses or not, it won't kill if it does, and then we went for Bullet Seed and killed the Quagsire. So we're gonna try and recreate those 2 turns. I didn't want to just pick back up on those turns without explaining them, and you can just sit back and watch them. You know, we can just talk about how our life has been since you know, we just DC'd. It really is very tilting because this happened to us so much. It happened to us so much in our championship battle that it's leaving like the worst taste in my mouth. Like, we never DC against anyone else, I don't think at least, but we always DC against each other. Did I get a crit? I think there was a damage roll there. I don't think I did that much the first time, but we really can't control that. And these like unintentional disconnects are just like the actual worst. That being said, I don't even think I've said this so far, but Mr. Chabry's link will be in the description down below. You should definitely go check him out. Great guy, good battler. You should definitely check out his content. Other than that, Ultra Player's link will be in the description down below. Like I said, he didn't actually build the sets this week, but he helped me craft my team, if you will. I came up with all the sets on my own, which is new for me, and we're really gonna be out here trying to win with them. Hopefully we get no more DCs. We're about to be to where we were anyways. If we miss this, it'll be the exact same Zs. Exact same Zs. But I don't know that it will. I do not know. All I know is the Quagsire dies after this turn, then we're gonna be caught up. It dropped the exact same Z's. Like I said, is this a Bright Powder Quagsire? I'm almost positive it's not. It's for jokes. Please don't crucify me. I'm almost positive it's not. It's gonna die in 3 Bullet Seeds, count them. 1, 2. I have 2 Skill Link Mons on this team, and I really like both of them. I'm actually learning to really like Mega Heracross. The fact that he doesn't have his Pelipper is really good for me. I think he'll probably go out into his Tapu Fini here. I think he'll probably go into his Tapu Fini or potentially his Dragonite. If he goes onto his Dragonite, I think he's like kind of forecasting, or the Scizor. This is an interesting play. This is a spicy meatball right here. Let me tell you, this is a spicy meatball. Let's look at he could be Aerial Ace. Really, I think there's no point in me staying in. Man, I really wish, I can't believe that I'm pretty sure I messed up my Tangrowth set. My Tangrowth set was supposed to have Hidden Power Fire, and it still has Sludge Bomb, which is pretty null against this team. Like, it's really bad that I have that instead of, I'm just gonna go out into Jirachi here. I don't see a reason not to. I mean, he could go for, what could he go for realistically? I could go into Ghidorah here. But if he goes for U-turn, that's really bad. I could go out into Toxicology and eat up whatever he wants to do. I think that's fine, because if he wants to set up Sword Stances, I could have also just gone out into my Torkoal here. But if he wants to set up Sword Stances, I'd rather be able to Haze. I don't know what he's gonna do. You go for a Knockoff here. You go for an Aerial Ace. He could do a lot of things, but I can just get some Scalds off. And his Quagsire's gone, so he doesn't have a Water Absorb Mon. Aerial Ace, yeah, that would have taken me out. That would have taken me out in a hot second. All right, so let's assume kind of like a bulky Scissor set just with Aerial Ace. Let's see how much damage that did. We recovered damage, so... All right. How much would your Aerial Ace do to Toxicology? This set that I'm looking at would have done about 20%, which after recovery, I think this is probably close enough. Probably has some HP investment, some attack investment. So I could just go for a pretty free Scald here, and it's pretty free. I go for a Toxic. I think I'll just go for the Scald. I don't think he'll stay in, or I could like predict a switch here and try and like outplay, because I don't think he'll stay in. Like risking a Scald burn seems pretty bad. Okay, what would his switch be? His switch is probably Finny, so I guess I could just go out into Igneous here, and that would be fun times. All right, so we see the switch, which is what we predicted, the Finny. Okay, cool. So now this is cool because I have Weather and he doesn't. And we actually can two-shot this Finny with Solar Beam on my Igneous, which is my Torkoal, by the by. By the by. I mean, depending on sets, like, depending on the set of this Finny, we can actually two-shot with Solar Beam. And this is good because I could have went for a Toxic there, but that would have been pretty much Garbo. Let's just go to my Torkoal set. I think the Torkoal is going to be pretty clutch this week. I think Igneous is going to be a clutch little booger this week. All right, yeah, let's just go for the Solar Beam. I don't really see a reason not to. I could not to. He could go out into Xatu if I set up Stealth Rocks. That was my second line, is I could just set up Stealth Rocks here. I think I'm just gonna go for the Solar Beam. I think I'll do it. I'll go for the Solar Beam. It's a spicy meatball. It's a spicy meatball going for the Solar Beam. And if he stays in, we chunk him for about 50, like, it's like 47 to 56%, depending on set. Depending on like HP investment and Spadef investment. If he's uninvested, he's gonna take a lot. Oh, Nature's Madness just has half to us. Well, that's not fun times. I mean, it's okay. Like, we win this damage race under the assumption that he stays in. But then I think I can predict him to switch out. So if I can predict him to switch out, I can just go for a Lava Plume, right? Oh no, he eats that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Yeah, he's pretty invested. It's fine. Like, again, we win this. I'm just gonna get my rocks up right now, actually. Like, I see no reason not to. I don't think he's gonna switch out, and I think if he does switch out, I don't think he's gonna switch out in his Xatu. If he makes that play, then he got me good. If he makes that play, he got me good. Because looking at it right now, rocks do quite a bit. I mean, not really because of the scissor. Like, the scissor can just come in and defog, but we definitely want rocks for the, okay, the knockoff makes sense here. So now we're actually just like down some recovery, which is not a super happy fun time, but we have our rocks up and we can just go for another Solar Beam, or we can predict the switch and go for a Lava Plume. I don't know. I don't want to switch because I see kind of no point in that. Like, I don't want to take 50% from something else when I can just kill this thing in 2 more Solar Beams. Like, if Igneous has to die taking down the top of Finny, then it's done its job, and that's fine. Because two Solar Beams should kill. 2 Nature's Madnesses will not kill us. I think Nature's Madness literally only kills you if you're at 1 HP. I'm pretty sure, at least, that it literally only kills you if you're at 1 HP. Will 2 Solar Beams kill? Yeah, I think so. If he was gonna switch, this would be the turn, but I don't think I can make that read. Like, I don't think I can make that read because that seems like a dangerous place to be. I'm actually, well, this would be his chance to switch in a Scissor, eat up a Solar Beam, and defog, but then he would just die to a Lava Plume, so that doesn't seem safe. He can switch in a Dragonite. I'm just gonna go for the Solar Beam. I don't see, like, it's probably bad. Okay, I don't know if we live this, actually. We living! We out here living! We out here taking Tapu Finis on with Torkoals. Come at me! How do you like that? What if it doesn't die? God! Okay, so life just got pretty bad. I mean, not really, because what's the Tapu Fini gonna do here? Like, I'm assuming probably go for defog. I'm gonna go for the Lava Plume. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go for the Lava Plume. I'm assuming he's just gonna kill me, which is fine, because either his Tapu Fini or his Scissor is his defogger. Man, that had to be a roll, right? Because the second Solar Beam, the damage the second Solar Beam did, it looked like it was gonna kill. I got so excited about that too. Like, I was so incredibly excited. So he can either defog here. Well, realistically, he can probably eat up a Lava Plume. Well, yeah, out of Sunlight, almost like 100% guaranteed he can eat up a Lava Plume. That's fine. This gives us a free switch into literal anything. We have our rocks up, which will stay up, presumably, if we can like sort of like play around it. So what's the play here? I can go out into Ghidorah. I think Jirachi is probably like the safest bet here. It's probably like my safest bet, but how much does a U-turn from Jirachi do to this thing? I could just go for the Iron Head, and that would be fine too. Let's see, Jirachi, 11-11. This Finny's pretty thick. I'm assuming it definitely has SpDef investment. So the Iron Head will kill. I guess we just go out into Jirachi and get the free kill. The problem is like this thing's like pretty much faster than my entire team, right? What is my, let's see, if it's max speed, does my Hydreigon outspeed? Because if so, I can just do that. Does my Hydreigon outspeed? Yeah, we outspeed max speed Finny by 1 point, so that's fair. That's cool. That's a spicy time. We can also go for the clutch charge beam here, which would be a spicy meatball, I believe. I believe this this charge beam is gonna be a spicy meatball. Oh wait. Oh, I was supposed to go for the Z charge beam. Now I goofied up. I was supposed to go for the Z charge beam because charge beam has a chance to miss, and this thing has SpDef investment. If I land this charge beam and it doesn't kill, I'm gonna feel like an idiot because I went out knowing I needed to go for Z charge beam. His literal only point is to take out Tapu Fini. Oh, come on. I mean, if I land the normal charge beam and we get a special attack boost, that's also gonna be good. I'll take it. The problem is this thing has SpDef investment. Like it definitely does based on how much Solar Beam did. Charge beam does like 25 to 30% to like one that's like fully HP invested but not SpDef invested. So we should be good as long as we land. I'm assuming we're good. Please die. Okay. I freaked out over probably nothing, but it was still worth freaking out in my mind because we could have missed. We have a +1 special attack right now, which is sweet. That is spicy, if you ask me. We have a +1 special attack, and he doesn't have like great switches. Like Dragonite's obviously a switch here, but we probably, do we outspeed and max speed Dragonite? Or / do we live the Outrage? I know that can't be the case. It looks like, okay, so let's change this to Jolly. We outspeed max speed Adamant, and we outspeed max speed Jolly Dragonite. Okay, so Dragonite's not a switch, unless it's Scarfed. Like, it would have to be Scarfed D-Knight to be an actual switch here. All right, so the Quagsar's down, the Torkoal's down, which is a little upsetting. The Finny is down, and that's where we're at. We're like, that's where we're at in life right now. So the Dragonite's not a switch here. The Crocodile's super not a switch here because Dragon Pulse at +1 is gonna like destroy its life. We have Rocks Up. Oh, that's another thing. We have Rocks Up, so Dragonite's not a switch. Like, Dragon Pulse at +1 with Rocks Up is going to end its life. It's going to end Dragonite's career. And the Extreme Speed will chunk us for, like, maybe 30%. Thinking, what was the other thing? The Xatu, that's not a switch. This thing might just kind of, like, pull through here. Like, it really might pull through here. Like, I don't know what this thing's gonna do. Like, I super outspeed you, right? Xatu, you're a Magic Bounce set. That's fine. Obviously. Well, actually, if he has speed investment, he outspeeds. But we're like a +1 Dragon Pulse is just too spicy to not go for here. Like a +1 Dragon Pulse is super spicy, and I've still got Electrium Z in the back, which I guess I could have gone for. But unless this thing's like super specially defensive, which it could be, I guess, I don't think it's gonna live a +1 Dragon Pulse after Rocks. And Protect, that's fine. That's an okay meatball. That's like an okay meatball. I don't know at what point I started saying things were a spicy meatball, but it's become like kind of it's one of my catchphrases, I'd say. Not really. The moral of the story is I think we're in a really good position where Hydreigon could probably pull through. Like, I don't see anything that can come in and just like stop where I'm at right now. Like, okay, the Xatu gets to come in and protect. That's kind of cool. Wish. That's also cool, I guess. But something would have to have Protect for it to be relevant. Like the Dragonite would have to have Protect for it to be relevant or something like that, you know? Like it's not gonna, I don't know. I mean, I guess he can go into something and it'll live an attack, but I don't think with this specific spread, he has anything that can OHKO me, like anything that can outspeed me, OHKO me, and then win him like sequentially or consequentially or after the fact win him the game. So let's bank on that. Also, real quick, this is super off topic. I just want to point out, I'm sorry that the audio for the last two PGBL battles, or not the last two, it's like the last PGBL battle against Grim Marowak and then the last XBL battle against Randy from the Texas Rangers. Whoa, I'm hitting the mic. I'm sorry the audio for that was goofed up. Basically, like I'd flipped my mic upside down. Now I'm talking too fast. Yeah, what is this thing gonna do? Does it have protect? I've got the flamethrower on deck, my boy, my guy. Withdraws the scissor. Oh, that was a smart play. That was a smart play. I super appreciate that play, honestly. I super appreciate that play. That was very clever. That was very clever. If this wish gets him up to full, then that was a really good play. Yep, the wish gets him up to full. That was a really good play. I super appreciate that. The Dragon Pulse is still gonna do a number to this thing, so I think I'm just gonna go for it. Like, there's no point in not going for it at this point. That was very clever. That was not a play I anticipated. I don't think I could have, like, tried to predict that play, just because, like, what am I gonna do, you know? Am I gonna, like, just let him defog the Rock's Wave and the Rocks are what's keeping Dragonite off the field? Man, had I read that though, that would have been a good one. That would have been a good one. All right, let's see how much like a Dragon Pulse does to this thing. Like, I'm sure it's Draconium Z. It's Draconium Z or Flyanium Z. Either way, I'm pretty sure he's just gonna go for a D-Dance here. Yeah, +1, this is only gonna do like 75%, which is like unfortunate. It's super unfortunate that it's not just gonna like decimate its life. And then he's gonna get a Dragon Dance up. That's fine. Like, I don't think I really have the option. Like, Hydreigon could have won me the game right here, but I don't really have the option of like, I can't let him do anything else. It wasn't, I'm sure he's either Draconium Z or he's Flyanium Z. He's probably gonna kill me right here either way, but Jirachi can come in and revenge kill. So that's where we're at in life. Jirachi gets to come in and revenge kill. If he switches the Dragonite out, he has to, like, absolutely has to defog before he can do anything else. All right, so I'm assuming Draconium Z. I could have switched out into Jirachi predicting this and preserved my Hydreigon, but it seems really loose to do that when I don't think I could do that, is what I'm trying to say. All right, so my Jirachi should outspeed and we kill with Ice Punch, which is fine. Oh man, I knew he favored Draconium Z Dragonite. I knew he did. Like 157%, I knew he favored it. I did. I don't know why. I don't know why I didn't just like pull the trigger on it. All right, so I'm actually gonna go out into my Jirachi here, and let's see. I'm assuming that was Outrage, which is a little terrifying. Now, what are his switches right now? What does he have in the back still? He has the Crocodile, the Mega Scissor, and okay, so if he thinks I'm gonna go for an Ice Punch, does he go into Mega Scissor? That's the plan. I'm actually gonna go for a Fire Punch. I'm actually gonna read that he switches out here, planning to go into Mega Scissor and defog. And I'm gonna go for the Fire Punch. If he stays in and goes for an Earthquake, I got super got. Well, okay, so this helps my case a lot. Outrage. I wonder why lock into Outrage. Maybe he just doesn't have Earthquake. So we both locked into stupid moves. I get to stay in and use mine again. Or I can just switch out. He's locked into Outrage. What can take a burnt Outrage? Creeper? Creeper seems super fine here. So does Toxicology. They both seem fine. Like, this thing's going down. I'm just gonna go into Creeper, knowing that he can't, like, there's nothing he can do. This gives him a switch into Scissor, though, which I guess is a little unfortunate. Like, I probably could have reassessed my life a little bit better than that. I think it dies to the burn this turn, which is the only reason I did this. Gets confused, and then it should die to the burn, right? Oh, it actually lives. Well, what's the play here? I feel so bad for letting Hydreigon go down when I like could have guessed that he was gonna go for Draconium Z just based on like how he's played so far, and then just gone for the Ice Punch. Man, the like Scissor into Dragonite switch though was really clutch. That was very good. I'm very impressed by that. I'm actually just gonna switch out. I'm gonna go into Toxicology now. I'm just like pivoting around and letting the burn kill this thing off. If he withdraws, that's fine. He has to go out into what, Scissor here? That's also fine. I mean, he can defog, but I don't think there's anything that can happen that's going to make it to where the Dragonite can like 1v1 my Jirachi. He would have to get 2 D-Dances up, which is like a little, like that's quite an ask at this point. Like that's an ask. Well, it's also burn, so what's it gonna do? Like it'll get a attack in, I don't think he has a heal bell user. I'm just gonna go for the Scald here. Seems super free. If we burn this thing, then his chances of winning go down exponentially. We have haste, so if he goes for a sword stance. All right, so you get those off the field, but the Dragonite's still burned. I guess that's the key point here that I don't understand, like, why not just sack the Dragonite off? Like, why not try and chip for damage? And I'm quite literally just like scalding things, going for a burn here. Like, I see no reason not to. If we burn the scissor, it's super dunzo. There's nothing that can be done about it. That's fine. You can roost. I'm quite literally just trying to get a scald burn off. Like, if I burn the scissor, then we're good. We can make all the switches. We can make all the reads. We just need to be able to kill Crocodile. That's really okay. All right, so we're good here. Now, realistically, the only thing we have to worry about is Crocodile. I feel like I can just probably, let's see. Continuing up with these Scald games don't seem very good. I can go out into 11-11 here, and I can just go for a Fire Punch. I can go for a U-turn. We'll figure our lives out. 11-11 wins us the game. We just have to play it pretty smart. Like, we just have to, like, play a little intelligently. So he's already seen the Fire Punch, so he'll probably switch out. I would assume into either the Dragonite or... the Dragonite would be the best play here. So if he switches into the Dragonite, then our best thing would just to be into Heracross, I believe. Like, just be in with Heracross. So that's the play I'm gonna make here. I'm just gonna switch into Scarab. Because I'm assuming he switches in the Dragonite. The Dragonite will die to burn at the end of the turn, which is great. And then, I mean, if he switches out into the Crocodile, it's like less good. Or if he stays in, it's super less good. All right, withdraws Scissor, goes out in the Dragonite. The Dragonite dies to burn. Correct? Like, the burn's still gonna trigger. All right, cool. Now he'll go out into Crocodile or Scissor. I'm assuming the Crocodile to maybe lower our attack. Either way, like, these two cover each other pretty well, like the Crocodile and the Scissor. Like, they're gonna be a little hard to take down. Like, it's gonna be not the easiest thing to take down both of them, which is why I'm upset that I let Gitara go down. Like, Jirachi, like I said, like, Jirachi wins me the game. Heracross also has the potential to win me the game. Let's see. Ah, man, I just wish Hidden Power Fire was still on my Tangrowth. Like, I've got several Pokemon to kill each Pokemon, but just like playing Switch games is gonna mess me up a little bit. Like, the fact that he can just play Switch games is gonna mess me up a little bit. All right, so I think my play, honestly, has to just be go for the close combat. Like, go for the close combat, hope that he Aerial Aces and we live it. I think that has to be my play. All right, so I need him to Aerial Ace and then I need to live it. Which I don't know if that's gonna happen. He's burned, but my defense is lowered. All right, this is fine. It puts me in a position where I can just switch out. God, I wish I didn't have to. It puts me in a position where I can just go out into, let's see. God. I am thinning out on win conditions here. Like, that's not a false. I'm thinning out on win conditions here. All right, so we're assuming this is a utility set. We haven't seen a sword stance yet. We know he has Aerial Ace. We know he has Defog, Roost, Aerial Ace, and then an unknown. It could be Bullet Punch. It could be, has he shown us knockoff? I don't actually know. Oh man, I'm upset that we had to, I'm upset. I probably should have like gone for Rock Blast first, to be honest, so that my defense wasn't lower, and then I bet I lived in Aerial Ace and then I could have killed. Okay, so let's see how much my Tangrowth does to this set. Actual nothing. Like, nothing I have touches it. The Jirachi will play. I can't switch into the Toxicology because that just lets him get a Roost up. All right, so it has to be Jirachi, and at this point, I basically like have to predict him to. I mean, it's a little rough. Like, we're in a little bit of a rough situation. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's not even that it's like a little bit of a rough situation. Like, we're in a rough situation. The Fire Punch kills for sure, but his Crocodile just gets to come in and intimidate me and then live. I have to go for, but if he switches, okay. So if I go for U-turn, he switches, it's great. It's super great. All right, I have to, basically like the Crocodile has to die. Once the Crocodile's dead, the entire game is over. So I'm gonna go for the U-turn here, and we can just keep playing a game, I guess. All right, he stayed in. I could have just gone for Fire Punch. He's gonna go for Roost, and that's really great. Come on. Like, I can stall him out, sure, but it's gonna be a really long, like, grind to get there. All right, I guess we're like, I could have just gone for Fire Punch. I could have just gone for Fire Punch, which is the thing that's like super upsetting me right now. Like, I could have just done it. I mean, how much PP does Roost have? Realistically, I think he's used 4 so far. Oh man, this is really about to happen. We're about to be like sitting here for infinity years, just like, yep. So it'll be at 16. 16 PP. Let's just click Scald. Let's just keep clicking Scald. That's fine. We eat that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm just gonna keep clicking Scald because I like really. There's like nothing else to do. Like, he can keep roosting, and that's fine. Like, now would be the perfect chance. Like, if I switch out to Jirachi and he didn't roost, that'd be great. But if he roosts, it's like, okay, you got me. I think this is 5 roosts. I'm gonna keep that as like a tentative count in my head. I think this is 5 roosts. This is gonna be the longest battle. There's a non-0% chance I end up speeding this part of the battle up just because it's gonna be a little bit of a grind. I wish I would have just let Hydreigon live. Like, that's where I made the misstep. That's where I made like the biggest misstep. I probably also could have put like Hidden Power Fire on Toxicology or something. Realistically. Scissor goes for Aerial Ace. Is its only attack Aerial Ace? I don't actually know. I'm gonna go for another Scald because we're playing this game and this game is awful. I'm gonna go for the Scald. It's the Scald of all Scalds. This is a really bad game because it's gonna be boring because my team is a little over bulky and kind of stally. He also is like not in a position where he can switch into to his freaking Crocodile anyways. And then what happens next time if I switch into Jirachi, go for the Fire Punch, and then he actually just goes for, all right, I think this is 6 roosts. I should keep a tally of this. All right, let's start a like little like line tally. You know how we do? I mean, I can switch into Jirachi. I haven't seen a single move. 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, I'm pretty sure that's 6. I could also be like miscounting, but I think he has 10 roosts left, which is just a relevant number to keep in my mind. I'm gonna go on Jirachi. I'm gonna go on to Jirachi here, assuming he's gonna go for an Aerial Ace, which we'll eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Now, if he switches here, then it's a good play, but it's like not the end of the world, because I can just go for something like a U-turn. If he kills my Jirachi, it's gonna be the stalliest game in North America. Like, if he kills my Jirachi, it's gonna be a stall fest and a half. Like, assuming, like, let's assume he has his Crocodile. He switches right now into Crocodile and goes for Pursuit. It's gonna be a grind. All right, he stayed in, see outspeeds. GG. I mean, it's not really GG. If he switches here into the Crocodile, that's fine. The Fire Punch I don't think is gonna kill because this thing's bulky as all get out. But we're gonna go for it. I'm not going for the U-turn again. He's probably gonna switch this turn, in which case we could have clicked U-turn. But if he doesn't, we'll chunk. Yep, here we go. We're playing fun games. All right, this thing's at a lot lower amount of health than I thought it was. Realistically, well, does ground resist fire? I'm pretty sure it's rock that resists fire. No, the Rocky Helmet gets us, that's fine. All right, well, if he has Pursuit, then we got Gottied, but Creeper gets to come in for basically free here. Creeper gets to come in for basically free here. Or I could go on to Toxicology. We'll go on to Creeper. Creeper is like a little bit of a safer bet. If he has Pursuit, okay, he doesn't. I'm assuming he just doesn't have Pursuit at this point, which I think is probably a safe bet. Use Knockoff, that's fine. It's an assault vest, which I don't think, oh, I was gonna say that did so much damage. I don't think the assault vest is doing much for me anymore anyways. All of this would be remedied had I just left. Like, all of this would be remedied had I just left my freaking HP fire on the creeper. Or not left it on, but like, just like made sure that it was on there. Because then creeper could take on Scizor and Crocodile. All right, so I can switch out. I can go for Giga Drain. Giga Drain kills this thing 100%. If I kill this thing, we're in a good spot. So I'm just gonna go, like, I'm just gonna go for the Giga Drain, assuming he's gonna switch out into Scizor. Yep, I could have just switched out into Jirachi here. See, this is like, this is the worst. This is like, is not fun. Like, I'm in a spot where I'm guaranteed to win as long as I keep making like the safe plays. Like, if I keep making the safe plays, I'm guaranteed to win. I am. But I'm in a spot where like, I have basically like the Crocodile has to die for me to have a shot at this. All right, I'm gonna go out into 11-11 here. I'm sure he's gonna click, he's either gonna click Roost or Aerial Ace. I don't think he'll click Aerial Ace. I think he'll click Roost, which means he could stay in technically. If he switches out, okay, so what's this gonna do? 5 damage? It actually did 13. That's not a bad number. All right, I'm gonna go for the Fire Punch again. I'm just gonna do it. We're in a position where at any point this game can end if like one of his Pokemon dies. Like, that's where we're at in life. Okay, please kill. Okay, cool. Oh my goodness. And like, you better believe I'm playing for differential at this point. Like, this is gonna be a 3-0. It's gonna be. I'm gonna go out into Tangrowth now. I'm done. Like, this is, I'm no hate to Mr. Chabry. Like, he's making the correct plays because he's giving me an opportunity to like mess up. And this is also like a critique on my team. My team is so bulky that like this can happen. Like, I let my Hydreigon die, and Hydreigon was a big part of like being able to kill a lot of these Pokemon. I let my Torkoal die because I thought it was gonna kill the Finny. It ended up working out in my favor, but still. All right, that's fine. As far as I'm concerned, this should be game because I don't think Crocodile can touch Creeper. Oh, okay. Whew, all right. As far as I know. If not, I'm pretty sure that we're, okay, so Earthquake again. If it doesn't crit, I don't think a crit will kill. Okay. Good game, Mr. Chabry. Once again, I'm not like saying that he was playing poorly or he wasn't making the right plays. It was just the situation we were in was like frustrating, and that's not his fault. That's not, I mean, part of it is my fault because my team is like really bulky, but it was just like a frustrating situation. That being said, let me grow to my full potential so that I can outro properly. I'm at my full size. Thank you so much for that game, Mr. Chabry. It was really great. I'm sorry if I sounded very salty towards the end. Again, it was not directed towards you, but more or less the situation that we'd put ourselves into, where it was like this game of cat and mouse, and eventually someone had to mess up. And basically, like, the way I see it, if I kept making the safe plays, I would 100% win. Like, if I just stall out all the roosts, but that would have been so boring. That would have been so boring. Anyways, the moral of the story is that was a great game. You should definitely go check out Mr. Chabry. Great dude, really good at battling, actually very solid. Other than that, guys, we are 4-0 in this league, which means we're really out here trying to win the PGBL 2 times in a row. Because, I mean, we won Season 1, and there's nothing stopping us from winning Season 2 at this point. I mean, there is. There's a lot of weeks left of battles and some really talented coaches, but we're doing a good job out here, I would say. And I'm honestly really proud of myself. I made all of these sets myself. It was at Ultra Player's advice for like the team comp, like specifically what Pokemon we brought, but I EV'd everything myself. The only thing I'm disappointed in is that I ended up having Sludge Bomb on my Tangrowth set over Hidden Power Fire, because that would have made that game so much quicker. Like, that would have made the game exponentially quicker. Whew, okay, I think that's all I have to say, other than if you enjoyed this and you're just really excited for Draft League battles, please go ahead and leave a like on this video. It would mean the absolute most to me. And if you're new here, you might as well consider clicking that subscribe button, because realistically, all that's gonna happen is you're gonna see my face a little bit more often, and I promise I'm not a scumbag, regardless of what this battle might say about how bulky my team is. I'm having a lot of fun playing with the bulk. I want to switch something around to have like one more wall breaker or something. Other than that, my play in this, like in this specific battle, if I can give you one more critique before you subscribe to me, because I know you're going to, because I mean, let's be honest, but if I can give myself one more critique, it would be I shouldn't have let the Hydreigon die. I think letting the Heracross drop was probably okay. I probably could have ran a calc there realistically to see if I would have lived an Aerial Ace at +1, because, or if I would have lived an Aerial Ace at base defense, because if I would have lived an Aerial Ace at base defense, I could have Rock Blasted and then gone for close combat and probably killed, and that would have been good. That would have been a good play. That's all I have to say. My name's Vivid Color, your coach of the South Texas Sableyes. We're really out here being 4-0 in this league, but guys, I'm kind of done here and I gotta leave. Bye.